Okay, so in this video we're going to do an A1278, so 13-inch MacBook Pro unibody, battery and SSD change. So we start off with taking the screws at the bottom of the machine. So on this model of Mac and the 15 and 17-inch models, there are 7 of these smaller screws. So they're along the bottom, the 2 sides, and there's one on the top of the machine, as if the screen side's facing towards you. So let me take that. Okay. And then after I've taken this one out, it's the 3 long ones. So you'll see what I mean with the size difference now. So we're inside the machine. So quick anatomy of the machine: you've got your logic board, you've got your battery, your hard drive, CD drive, speaker, fan, and then your screen obviously is underneath. So much like with the iPhone, always start your repair with take your battery out of the machine. You don't want to cause any damage. Now a lot of people will use a metal prying tool for this. Always use your fingernail if you've got one, or like a plastic spludger or something, because a lot of people will use the prying tool and they'll get 2 pins crossed and you don't know what you'll be crossing. You could be crossing a data line, you could be, doing something a little, that could break the Mac. So we'll start off with the hard drive. So bracket for the hard drive, take out 2 screws, that's it, and then get your screwdriver underneath, pull it up, and your hard drive out, unplug your SATA cable. So that's how to take your hard drive out. And then you need a T6 screwdriver for this part. So to take the bottom screws out, the 2 bracket screws, it's just a standard Phillips 1 screwdriver. So you take these 4 out. And then that's done. Put that to one side. So we're going to fit a crucial 500 gig SSD to this machine. So again, reverse your steps pretty much. Four screws in.
How long is recording that?
Leon don't seem to be ordering it.
I'll get this down. That might make it. Right, so 4 screws back in. Should probably explain that a little bit better. Take out your 2 screws from the back, pop it in the 2 back here, push it in so it's lined up, push it down. So that is all sorted. Bracket goes back in, and your 2 screws back in. So we'll go on with the battery now. So for the battery you need tri-wing screwdriver. So the batteries we buy, we get them from a source called Replace Base. They come with a little screwdriver. I'm going to use their little screwdriver simply because you only ever need it for those 2 or 3 screws. So why would you ever use something different? So make sure you take all your screws out. Okay, and then grab our new battery. Again, so you get your 3 divots in the battery, make sure it's all lines up, fairly self-explanatory. Your long one goes to the left, short one goes in at the right. Make sure that's nice and tight. So the batteries have a habit of coming, the plastic on them comes loose and breaks. So throw that back in. Okay, so I always like to, before I complete a job or say I've done the work, I'll put the bottom case back on without putting any screws in and turn the machine on. So I'm going to turn this round so you can see. The machine turns on, which means the battery was a success. And then I'm holding down the Alt key to get to the boot screen, so this machine has a firmware password. So we've got to the boot screen. Okay, so what we're going to do is now we've put in a brand new hard drive and now we're going to install a new operating system. So I'm going to install 10.12, so it's a couple of versions behind now, but it's nice and stable. It doesn't have any known faults or issues. So when we're putting OSs on for customers, we tend to go at least one version behind, just because we don't want to give them dodgy software or anything that could cause issues with that machine, because ultimately it's going to be on us for that, so rather than Apple. So just let that boot, and then we'll go through installing an OS from an installer. Okay, so we've got to the installer page, so obviously choose your language and go to the next page. So first of all, you need to work out what kind of OS you need to be installing for this Mac. So this Mac should be able to take 10.12 Sierra, but you need to check that beforehand. So Core 2 Duo machines won't go up to that operating system. So first port of call with a new hard drive, you need to go for your disk utility. So this is where you can partition the drive and make sure you have it correct for the operating system to live on. So Mac OS will need to be partitioned, Mac OS journaled, leave the scheme the same. So the nice thing about installing an OS on a Mac, it defaults to the correct settings. So literally you call it whatever you need to call it. So I'm going to call it Macintosh HD, hit erase, that'll do all that. So you don't need to hit partition or anything after that. When you erase it, it's making a partition as well. So that's ready for the OS to be installed on. And then install Mac OS, continue, follow the steps, and that's all sorted. So once you've done that, screw your bottom back in, and that is it, all done. So as always, if you have any questions, leave it in the comments below. Like it and share it, and I hope we've helped you.